What is two-eyed seeing in Indigenous and Western knowledge systems? Imagine looking at the world through two different lenses at the same time. That's what two-eyed seeing is all about. It's a way of combining Indigenous and Western ways of understanding the environment and the world around us. This approach is especially important in polar regions, where Indigenous peoples have lived for thousands of years and have a deep connection to the land, ice, animals, and climate. They have observed changes over generations and have stories and traditions that explain these shifts. Western science, on the other hand, uses data, experiments, and technology to study the environment. When these two ways come together, they create a fuller picture of what's happening in the Arctic and Antarctic. Two-eyed seeing encourages scientists and Indigenous communities to work side by side. For example, Indigenous elders might share stories about how the ice used to be thicker or how animals behaved differently long ago. Scientists can then use satellite images, measurements, and models to see if those stories match current data. This partnership helps us understand climate change better and develop solutions that respect Indigenous rights and knowledge. It also means that Indigenous voices are heard and valued in decisions about protecting the environment and managing resources. In practice, two-eyed seeing means listening carefully to Indigenous hunters, knowledge keepers, and community leaders. It means designing research projects that are led by communities and follow their protocols. It also involves teaching students and professionals to see both knowledge systems as equal and necessary. This approach promotes respect, collaboration, and shared decision-making. It helps ensure that policies in polar regions consider both scientific facts and Indigenous experiences. Overall, two-eyed seeing is about building bridges between different ways of knowing. It recognizes that Indigenous knowledge is based on long-term relationships with the environment, and Western science offers tools to measure and analyze changes. When these two perspectives work together, they can help us better understand and care for the polar regions, respecting the rights and traditions of Indigenous peoples while addressing global environmental challenges.